You got to do a 180. You got to turn your back on friends, on family, on everything you grew up on, everything that's your belief system, everything. And that's what I did. Grew up, have my own belief system. Things were good. Everything wasn't bad. I don't want everybody to be like, man, you just had this horrible childhood. I had a great childhood, actually. Parents worked very hard, worked for the government, everything. But things began to unravel. Things were happening even in my mind, in my mental, in my body, in my soul. And just went and sat down for a little minute. And then finally, after try number, I think 3 or 4, I finally said, you know what, I can't do this. I could do a lot of things, but I can't do this. And so God began to speak to me on my last little rendezvous. And he just kept putting 180 in my head, 180 in my head. I would write it everywhere. 180, 180, 180, 180.
Breaking the silence, taking the dive in. Nikki pulling strings like she playing the violin. Made in his likeness, radiant vibrance. Give them all glory in a way to deny it. She gon' make you laugh, she gon' stimulate your mind. Making things shake, she ain't in the wasting time. They can come close but can't imitate the grind. Got a different way to illustrate and innovate designs. BTS podcast, gotta watch that. Teaching us the game, that mean Nikki got class. If you watch it once, you gon' wanna stop back. This an opportunity that you cannot pass. Unleash your inner voice, cause better days coming. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days.
When we find courage to speak, we give others permission to heal. Welcome to another episode of Breaking the Silence podcast, the podcast where I share stories that inspire, empower, and help you find your voice. I'm your host, Arthur Nikki Nicole, and each week I sit down with some amazing people who are turning their pain into purpose and making an impact in this world that is so cruel. So today I'm honored to sit down with the amazing Mr. Archie Jenkins Sr. He's also known as Mr. 180. I got to find out why. He is the CEO and founder of the 180 Life Enterprise magazine. He is a serial entrepreneur with his photography company, and he's producing hit shows now, y'all. Yeah. So after his countdown, please welcome this amazing gentleman to the Breaking the Silence platform. Wait a minute. Hey, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So tell everybody a little bit more about you, because you had a bio to blow my mind. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna let him tell everybody about this bio. He gave me.
Well, thank you. First off, thank you so much for having me. I feel honored and it's a privilege to be amongst greatness. So thank you so much. My name is Archie Jenkins, better known as Mr. 180. And I know a lot of people are like, man, why does he call himself Mr. 180? Well, 360, you'll be in the same spot. When you turn in a circle and you do a 360, you'll be in the same spot. But sometimes you got to do a 180. You got to turn your back on friends, on family, on everything you grew up on, everything that's your belief system, everything. And that's what I did. Grew up, have my own belief system. Things were good. Everything wasn't bad. I don't want everybody to be like, man, you just had this horrible childhood. I had a great childhood, actually. Parents worked very hard, worked for the government, everything. But things began to unravel. Things were happening even in my mind, in my mental, in my body, in my soul. And just went and sat down for a little minute. And then finally, after try number, I think 3 or 4, finally said, you know what, I can't do this. I could do a lot of things, but I can't do this. And so God began to speak to me on my last little rendezvous. And he just kept putting 180 in my head, 180 in my head. I would write it everywhere. 180, 180, 180, 180. And when I came home, I started doing photography because I was a model before. I used to be thin. I used to be, man, but then I came on, I was fat, you know. And I was fat. And I'm like, okay, so I still want to do this, but I'm going to just have to do it on the back end. So I started photography. And I thought that was where my blow up was going to be. And it got even deeper. And I had to show people why I opened up my own business, why I did it myself, why I did it. Because as a black man, I wasn't going to be able to make the money that I knew I wanted, the lifestyle that I knew I wanted, the lifestyle I dreamed of, the lifestyle God gave me a vision of. How am I going to get this lifestyle? And I am sitting here chasing after this, and I'm only getting $13 an hour because of my background. I went and paid my dues to society, but still I'm being, I can't get this job, I can't get that job because of my background. And it began to say, you know what, you got to become an entrepreneur. Then it was, once I started telling my story of what happened, once I started seeing young men, young women really changed and really start to tell them, hey, look, I've been through some things. Just because my parents got money, that didn't mean I had money. I was out here hustling just like everybody else. And one thing, 2 things for sure I learned coming from middle class is you do wrong, you're going to jail. They're going to catch you and you're going to go to jail. Your parents can't bond you out of everything. All this that you see on TV, that's fake, And then it just really had to get to know God for myself and really say, you know what? I want a 180. My parents could want me to be great. Big mama could want me to be great. My spouse could want me to be great. Whoever, a teacher, mentor, whatever, wants you to be great. But until you want to be great, you're not going to do that. So then I begin to go by Mr. 180 because every day that I wake up, I got to remember 180. I'm doing a 180. Yeah, some days I ain't going to lie to you. Some days you want to give up because this is harder than what it looks. These walks are harder than when you're changing your whole mindset. It's harder than what it looks. I'm sorry. I know you said an intro, my bad. But when it comes to that, I get passionate about it because a lot of people don't understand. Even with the spelling of life, I took the I out of life and I put a Y because I had to stop living for I and I have to realize, why am I living? And so every day when I wake up, why am I going to do this? Why am I not going to walk out of Walmart with 15 TVs? Why am I not going to write these bad checks? Why am I not going to scam? Why am I not going to do this? You got to understand what is your why. And once you understand your why, that's when your purpose comes into fruition. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. My bad. How you doing? How you doing?
Listen, I'm here for it. I'm listening. I'm listening. I like how you say you took that I out and changed it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was going to be one of my questions, and you didn't answer that. But you know what? You're right. Your parents cannot save you when you get grown.
It was crazy because my parents have a lot of money. I'm not going to even lie. I'm not going to cap. My parents got a lot of money, and it was a point I'll never forget. I was in court and my mom was like, well, how much do y'all need? I'll write a check right now. And they was like, ma'am, sit down. Your son's going to prison. That's where he's going. And with tears in her eyes, she sat down, and I learned it doesn't matter. And I learned this real the hard way. I was a hustler. I had a lot of money. I had nice cars, like BMWs, Giuseppe's, red bottoms. All this, that was custom. That was my life. But then when you get locked up, we just like everybody else. 80% of the time when you're locked up, you're forgotten about. The people that I think about that now, like, man, do you know how many meetings I had today before I got on the air? I had 6 meetings. I had no time to write a letter to somebody. You know what I'm saying? I had no time to think, oh man, should I put some money on my homeboy books? That wasn't in my to-do list today. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have no time to take no calls. I'm sorry. Like, I just gonna be transparent if I can. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it comes to a point where you're like, you know what? I want better for me. Mm-hmm. And once I learned that money is not gonna buy you happiness, money's not gonna buy everything. Listen, what am I living for? What is my purpose? And I believe God put me through everything I went through. So that one little boy that's brown skin, dark skin, whatever, that one black boy that looked just like me with the big head, the big lips, can't understand it. Why are they teasing me? Why are they making fun of me? Why don't I fit in? Why is it not coming together? To let him know, listen, it's not how you start, but it's how you finish, baby. And don't let these things that they say are insecurities make you feel depressed, anxious. Guess what? Take it and run with it. Because they told me I was too loud. I know this ain't the direction was going in, but they told me I was too loud. That's what they said to me. You too loud. You too ghetto. You too this. You too that. I just got off a red carpet Saturday. You know what I'm saying? They pay me big bucks to fly me out now. You know what I'm saying? But they say, I want the caviar. Give me the caviar.
Come on through now. Come on through now. Not the caviar.
The caviar, please.
Oh, duh. But you know what? Just today, somebody, I was walking in Walmart, just a regular day, walking in Walmart, wasn't gonna be in there long. Somebody stopped me and said, I like your locks. And I'm looking at him like, do you see how this head look? You told me you like my locks. And then he went even further and said, don't cut them. That's everything that you've been through since you started growing them. Like that blew my mind.
Yeah.
I never heard nothing like that before in my life. And then somebody actually told me, I was like, why did he say that? It was like, everything that you've been through, you're carrying in your hair.
Wow. Yeah. that's 100%. That is true though. And you being able to carry it with you. Like, hey, I've been through this. This is where I'm at. It's just like life. You know, sometimes and I was speaking on live earlier today. And I said, you know, sometimes you go through the detour. And I feel like my life was full of detours. You know, my life was full of detours. There's two things that happen when you have to go through a detour. If you go down a detour, sometimes you don't know those roads. I've never been. I went on a detour the other day, and the road was so dark. And I ain't gonna lie to you. And this is where it gets even deeper. You ready? Put your seatbelt on. The thing about a detour is sometimes the detour road is worse than the road that they was working on that they got you off of. I went on the back detour road. It was so dark, and it was a pothole. I said, you about to tear up my axle on my car. That hole was so big. And it was worse than the road that they was working on. But this is part of the detour. Then sometimes you be like, oh, I got it. I can go over here to the left. I had zoomed into the left lane and just took off because nobody was coming this way. I'm going to go this way. Blah, 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 blah. Then I got all the way up there and had to do a U-turn to get back in line. Sometimes we're trying to take the fast route on the detour when all God is saying, all they're saying is, hey, just take the detour. Just sit here, go through. Sometimes you go through the obstacles and go through. But you want to know what the detour taught me? Okay, you know what? Between 5 and 7, I'm not going to leave my house. You know what I'm saying? But that's what life will teach you. You know what? We're not going to do that again. Okay. You know, we could wait a little bit longer. We're not going to jump into that. Detour, take it as a learning lesson.
But, you know, some people got to take a few detours before they get it.
It took me about 4. It took me about 4 or 5.
It took me a minute too, but I got it now. Long as you get it.
Absolutely.
So now we got to talk about this amazing magazine, 180 Life Enterprise Magazine. You're motivating dreamers and doers and everybody. What inspired you to create this magazine, and how do you choose the stories to highlight in it?
I love when people ask me that question. So this question is it's an easy answer. So I'm going to give you the simplest version. I was on the set of Black Panther 2. Big shout out to my booking agent, Michelle Unveiled. I was on the set of Black Panther 2. And I was blessed to meet Angela Bassett. And when Angela Bassett walked on set, you could hear a pin drop. It was so, like, they had to cut because people were holding their breath. Like, and mind you, it's breathtaking. Like, it's Angela Bassett. You know, I'm not that kind of guy, so like stuff like that doesn't impress me. But it still was Angela Bassett. I talked to her and I was like, oh my God, it's Angela Bassett. Okay, don't do nothing retarded. You know, blah blah blah. Long story short, they put you in groups when you're doing movies and shows and stuff like that. So my group, it was a guy. He was from Georgia because I flew from Texas. After we got done filming, he got into his Porsche. At that time, that was my dream car, Porsche Panamera, and I knew how much we got paid. We didn't get paid no Porsche money. I'm gonna just say that, you know what I'm saying? And I just so the next day he came back, and I was like, "Hey man, was that a rental?" I was just kind of hinting, trying to see, like what do you do? Because that's my dream car. Long story short, the man had told me how he had a long nonprofit organization that fed over 5,000 kids a day.
Wow.
And it just threw me how nobody even asked this man's name. Nobody even knew who this man was. Nobody knew, like his people in his local community knew. But we held our breath for Angela Bassett. Nothing against Angela Bassett. I love her to death. So she's real sweet. But it's like people in my neighborhood, people in my community, people in my grocery store, and they're killing the game. My magazine was never meant for celebs. I love celebs. I've been blessed to be on the road. I know everybody sees me with the pictures with them. And I have a lot of celebrity friends, but it was never meant for that. It was meant for the person next door that's killing the game. How do we pick who's in it? We got to know that you're a mover and a shaker. You know what I'm saying? We got to know that you're really helping people. You're not just, oh, I got this business. Yeah, it's cool. We do have advertisers. The advertiser company, we're so grateful for our sponsorship. We not putting them at the bottom. We're grateful for our sponsorship. But people that we approach, they got to be shaking up the game. They got to be one that we're recognizing. And you'll know the hungry ones. You'll know the ones that's like, hey, this is a lot of times when we do approach people that are doing big things, they're so humble. And they don't like us to really, man, no, I don't want to be in the forefront. But then you got to know who these people are, because these are the people that are paving the way. These are the people that are making a difference. These are the people that are feeding the sick, feeding the hungry, helping the sick, doing things, helping the homeless. It just is a lot. So, yeah, that's how it came about. And we're at 4.5 years later, 5 different countries. We put out a magazine every month. We have over 4,000 subscribers every month. It's been remarkable. It's taken me into rooms that I never thought I would even dream of. People I never even knew existed know my name. It's blessed me to take me higher. It's taken me to low places. It's taken me to high places, but it's just been a blessing. And I encourage people, I've had people say, I've taught my kid how to read, which I'm like, okay, that's not what I was thinking about, but okay, thank you. That just lets me know, it's good for the whole house and it's inspirational. And I just want people to be inspired that no matter, even if you're not an entrepreneur, to keep going, to stay in this race, to not give up, and do understand that if you just stay consistent, doors will eventually open. And then for my entrepreneurs, I always want people to understand it's not it's not what you know, it's who you know, and your network will depict your net worth, and that's been my motto. That's what I live by. And that's been the blessing, the blessing that's come upon me.
Wow, amazing. You're right. You have to stay consistent. People be looking for that overnight success, but you have to put in the word. Like you have to keep going. Like people are like, why do you keep podcasting and you're not worried about your numbers? I'm not. I'm doing what I'm doing because I have a passion behind it.
Yeah.
And I want to do this. The numbers will come eventually.
Yeah.
They're gonna come. Just gotta be consistent.
That is
You've built this success over across several industries: photography, management, media, entrepreneur, all of this. How do you stay focused while managing so many creative ventures?
People said it was a curse, but I call it a blessing. I have ADHD. So I like, even behind my cameras, I have like 4 boards on the wall. I have a beautiful team that keeps the calendar keeps the boards. People are like, I don't understand what it's saying. I do. I got it. But it's really understanding balance, number one, because I still am a father. A lot of people don't know I'm a father of 4. So I still have to manage, my children and being with them, being on the red carpet, making sure I'm doing appearances, you flying out. But I've built a team as well. And I've learned you're not gonna go as far unless you have a team. And I've learned I don't need, like, I'm not trying to be mean, and I say this as humble as possible. It's not about money to me. I want to put other people in a position to take care of their families. So if I have to take a cut on a salary, or if I have to pull from the magazine salary to go into maybe a red carpet salary because I need my team to be there, my photographers, my videographers, and that feeds their families. You have to look at it from that aspect. And for me to keep everything just balanced is really understanding I'm helping in every which way. And so sometimes I miss some things, trust me, but I have built the relationships with people that they don't really get angry with me. I've had some bad customers. I don't want nobody to feel like that. But if there's something forgotten, a lot of them are like, no, no biggie. I was sick a couple months ago and I was just so nervous. Like, okay, wait, I have a whole empire. But my team, they came together and made sure that things are. So I've been blessed to have a great team that we've built. And if I can give this word of advice to anybody, keep rebuilding your team. It is okay to rebuild. I've rebuilt this team about 10 times. I'm in the middle of rebuilding it again. So it's just it comes with a great team. To be a great leader, you have to be able to be a great teammate. So
Absolutely.
that's really what it comes from.
So now we both know that entrepreneurship can be really unpredictable. So, what role has faith played in your journey, and how do you keep your vision clear even when these challenges come out?
So for me, can you ask that last part of that question again? I'm sorry. I think I missed part of it.
So, we both know that entrepreneurship can be unpredictable. So, what role has faith played in your journey, and how do you keep your vision clear? And when these challenges arise.
So for me, it comes to a point of my faith. It's really just a faith thing. Because the whole thing was a faith walk. I didn't know. Like, I remember I used to ask people certain things or tell people part of the dream and the vision, and they would laugh. And so for me, it's like, okay, God, if you gave me the vision, you'll give me the fruition, like the provision to make it, you know, fruition. For me, that's one huge thing is my faith. But then sometimes taking some me time. I have to really like when things start getting too much and overbearing and losing focus. I remember I was on the road and it was too many celebs. And I love it, don't get me wrong, but it was just too many. And it started losing focus. And then I said, well, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna take a couple of days off because I have to focus and I have to remember how did this start? What is the pavement? What is how did we start this and why? And so once you stay focused on the original plan, because one thing about entrepreneurship, you have to maneuver. I didn't think I was going to be a brand development manager. That wasn't I'm a brand development manager over 19 brands. I thought I was going to be a brand ambassador. So oh, hey, do this, do that. No, I'm a brand development manager. I'm on the back end. I never thought that would be that. You get what I'm saying? But you got to be able to take it and take time for yourself so you can perfect what you have going on. Does that make sense?
That totally, I can relate because when I started off, everything started with me, my voice. Then it became shining a light on amazing people doing amazing things, and then I kind of swayed away a little bit, and I started having celebrities on my platform, and I had to do the same thing you did. I had to draw back for a minute. Wait a minute,
Yeah.
what am I doing?
Yeah.
That's not what this is about.
Yeah.
So then I had to regroup and come back and realize that okay, now it's back to everyday people. So
Yeah.
yeah, I know exactly where you're coming from. Sometimes you have to sit back a minute and think about where am I going and
Yeah.
stay on that consistency. So yeah, I know. So
And
what
making
do
sure
you
that you're seeing the bigger picture too. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So what do you think it truly means to live the 180 life? And what message do you want your legacy to leave for the next generation of dreamers?
My legacy, I'm gonna say it to I think I don't have no more breath. It's not how you start, but it's how you finish, baby. And don't let society say you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let society say you can just because you're a black man, just because you're this, just because you're that, just because I'm too short, just because I'm too tall, just because I'm too loud. Don't let them stop you. Chase that dream with everything in you. What is living a 180? change, making sure that the life that you're living matches what you want them to say when they put you in the ground.
Right.
What is it that you want your legacy to be when it's all said and done? Do I want them to always, oh well, he was a check writer, or he was a scammer, or he couldn't stay out of jail? No, I want them to say he was a good entrepreneur. That man was a good father. He took care of all of his kids plus more. He gave it, and it's not even just for the stuff, but what do you want your legacy really to be? And for a 180 life is every morning you get up while you drinking your coffee, your teas, your water, whatever it is during your workout. Hey, what am I going to do to change somebody's life today? And if I can't do that today, what am I going to do to be a changer in this world? Because these young people got to see us. Like, eventually, we going to be our big mamas and our grandpas and our nanas and whatever you call your grandparents. Eventually, we're going to be that person. And do you want to be sitting with your grandkids with these foolish stories of a bunch of nothing? No, you want to be able to say, yeah, here goes the mantle. This is what you want them to be like. Hey man, this is what because I lived through my grandfather. My grandfather was a great man. Like, okay, hey, I gotta hold up this mantle that my grandfather built. Don't you want to be the same thing?
I love it. But you know, a lot of people don't think about it that way. Legacy is important. I always say, what are you doing with your name today?
Wow.
Because when you leave, that's what they know you by, your
Mm-hmm.
name. You go to McDonald's and you put an order in, or anywhere you go, Starbucks, what did it ask you for? Your name.
Yeah.
So your name holds a lot of power.
Wow.
So you're absolutely right. You have to get up every day like it's your last, because all of us get the same 24 hours, but it's what we do with it.
Correct.
That's it. So this is my least favorite part of the show, the last question, before we get to the two truths and a lie segment. If your life had a soundtrack, which song would you play during your comeback?
I got a few of them. That's a good one. My life had a soundtrack. Of course, y'all know my go-to with Marvin Sapp. Never would have made it. That is my go-to. Never would have made it. Um, yeah, it speaks for itself. It speaks for itself. They counted me out, and those that counted me out, I realized they couldn't count. Never would have made it.
That's my song. There before you came into the studio, I was listening to that song. So now he gonna get me in the spirit. Listen to this. If you don't heard me come in the studio, I love that song.
Yes, man.
All right, so now I'm gonna play the countdown for the segment for two truths and a lie. We'll be right back. You'll hear three statements, but only two are true. One's a lie. Can you spot it before time runs out? Let's go. All right. So the first round is famous founders.
Right.
All right, this is the first one. Jeff Bezos started Amazon in his garage in 1994. Oprah Winfrey became the first African American billionaire through her media company, Harpo Productions. The last one. Elon Musk founded Apple before Steve Jobs returned to the company. So I'm going to do the countdown. I'm going to let you marinate on that. We'll come back. You got to tell me which one is the lie. All right. All right. Drum roll. Which one you think is a lie?
So the lie is the Elon Musk one.
That was so obvious. I'm like, dang, that
I
was
was like,
obvious.
I was like, wait, he did Tesla, he did Apple, wrong company.
Right. That was so obvious. All right. So the next one is going to be startup facts.
Okay.
Most small businesses fail within the first 5 years. A unicorn company is valued at over 10 billion. Last one. Many entrepreneurs start multiple ventures before one succeeds. All right. So I'm going to let that marinate. We're going to the countdown. Okay, what's
So the unicorn company, the $1 billion, yeah, that's not true.
Dang, you good. Now you know your stuff.
yeah, yeah,
You know your stuff.
that's.
Y'all better
I'm like,
hide
wait,
them.
no.
Oh man. So now this is your light. What I like to call, I'm gonna pass the mic to you. So after the countdown, it's gonna be on you up here by yourself. You can let them know how to follow your journey, all the good stuff about you that you want them to know. You tell them after the countdown. All right.
What's up, everybody? First, I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting Breaking the Silence. Because without you, none of this would be possible. None of it. See, Breaking the Silence started off with my voice, me coming out of my shell, me finding me, and doing something I should have done a long time ago. But then as time went by, I was like, you know what? There's some amazing people out here doing amazing things that I want to shine the light on. So that's why you are here. So thank you so much for being a part of Breaking the Silence and continuing to break the silence with me. But now I got to ask you to do me a favor. Real quick. Can you share this episode with somebody that resonates with, and make sure you do two more things. Subscribe and turn your notifications on so you don't miss another episode. So let's get back into this episode.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. 180. First off, I want to thank you all for tuning in. You already know how I am. I want to let you know the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. Keep going, put one foot in front of the other, and your network will depict your net worth. Listen, I want you, and you to go and follow me on Facebook at Archie J. Jenkins. Again, on Facebook at Archie J. Jenkins, or on Instagram at 180life_180 show. You can go over to 180life.com, 180lyfe.com, and check out all of the latest magazines, all of our subscribers. Go get you a subscription. Go check out some of the latest books that we've published. Please support. I would love to come to your event. Love to be a part of everything that you have going on. But listen, no matter what, keep dreaming and make those dreams become your reality. It's your boy, Mr. 180. I thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank y'all for having me. God bless you and keep you as my entire prayer.
Thank you so much for finally. We had some issues in the beginning. I was like, am I gonna really get to shine this light on him? Because he got so many amazing things going on, but he's so busy. I knew you was busy too, so I was like, I'm gonna be patient. He coming. If it's God's will, he coming.
Yes, ma'am. I thank you so much for your patience.
Thank you for coming to be a guest. And we locked in for life. For life.
Yes.
So if there's anything
ma'am.
I can do on my end, just let me know.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely will.
All right. And thank you so much to everybody that's tuning into this amazing episode. Listen, I know y'all heard some of them gems he dropped, right? Y'all had to. Y'all make sure you go support his journey and everything he has going on. His magazine is amazing. It's amazing. So I hope this conversation reminded you that your voice matters and your story can inspire others, just like his inspired me. Little you know. So don't forget to subscribe, like this episode, share this episode with someone who needs to hear it, and keep speaking your truth, embracing your journey, and breaking the silence. Because you know what? The world needs who? You and your story. So until next time, y'all hang in there, stay focused. Later.
Better days Slowly but surely it's a better space that'll waste my mind, so I meditate till I levitate, I elevate, but I learn not to hesitate no more, keep moving forward, chase my goals and focus more towards it, hate the lows but I need those to flourish, place my goal in front, that's what's important. So I ask myself what inspires me, breaking out of my shell, feeling yo shot quiet me, and now I'm breaking the silence like I'm Nick in the cold, let's go. Promise you gon' see better days. Gotta keep going till you see them. Promise you gon' see better days. You gotta keep going till you see them.